Hello and welcome to another Arkeys video, the second summer special video while I'm out of town working and not able to play the game. So this is the daily race A back from the end of May, where we were racing at Nurburgring Sprint in the Renault Clio V6. And this was a fun race. I didn't get to try it that much. I jumped on Tuesday evening, gave it a couple of goes, and we both had some good racing, but we also witnessed a driver who completely lost their cool and straight up committed a murder. But we'll get back to that. If you are enjoying the content, please feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. It is highly appreciated. Now let's jump into my first race of the day. This is Tuesday morning, so this day is already one day old, and I've got to admit the servers were a bit quiet, but we are starting from the back without a qualifying time. We are coming down into turn 1, and as always on Nurburgring Sprint and GP, you need to be careful at turn 1 because this is a tight corner. We're just trying to really be patient and really be cautious. We are just trying to cling on to the inside, a tiny bit of contact with the other driver there, but nothing happened. And we are just trying to follow through here, and there is some side by side action. Now we've got the French driver on the outside there. They are attempting an undercut, but both squeezing the other Italian driver and also bumped that Italian in the grey car out of the way. And you can see they were trying to get back at the French driver, but only lost them another position. We will get back to that particular driver in the grey Clio. Now we are making our way around this tight corner, which differs the GP layout from the sprint layout you're cutting through here, and just trying to keep it tight to the inside. And we are already coming up towards the back straight. Just need to make it through this corner as well. Can be a tricky corner, and we are on comfort soft tires, so we don't have that much grip. Coming into the chicane, we are hard on the brakes. Let's not pick up a penalty. We are just driving over that bollard because that's perfectly legal. Now we are on the inside of the French driver, and they are giving us room. All is good. I'm keeping it tight to the inside, only a tiny bit of door rubbing there, but leaving the space, and we got that position. Now we are making our way down the straight, and the French driver is tucking in behind. Let's see, are they going for a move? In fact, they are not going for a move, but keep an eye on my rear view mirror because something is about to happen. Just as they were about to make the corner, we've had a missile coming through there. We will get back to that incident at the end of the video, but that was really a kill and a half right there. We try to catch up to the drivers ahead if possible. They are going side by side. That is going to be slow as well, and you can see we've got drivers taking all sorts of awkward lines. I'm not taking the best line, very wide there. Might even give me a tiny bit of dirty tires, but I didn't pick up a penalty. We've got a penalty ahead. Now just trying to keep it tight to the inside. This corner feels very much like when you do the short layout of Red Bull Ring. The corner is rather tight, it's downhill, so you just really need to keep the car in check. Now we are making our way through these corners. We've still got some side-by-side action. We've got a car running wide. That might even be a penalty. Whoops, that was getting close there. I don't really think they saw me there, or I don't know. But anyway, we survived that. I was backing out of that. And now we are coming into the chicane for the second time. Hard on the brakes, and yeah, I got squeezed a bit there, but we luckily didn't pick up a penalty. We can see Hillbilly up ahead taking the defensive line. We will, no, not sideways action, but we are having some really tight and close racing. Now I am on the inside of the other German driver, and this is going to be a bit of a drag race down the straight. I don't know if we can make it. I'm still not side by side with them, but maybe I can be late on the brakes. Let's see. We are hard on the brakes. Let's see if we can find the apex as well. Yeah, we made it, but I think, yeah, we actually got the move done. Now we are up into P4, and let's see, we are on the inside of the British driver, and now I just need to keep it tight. There was a bit of contact there. I am missing the apex a tiny bit, and a slightly awkward line, but we managed to keep it together. Now we are behind Hillbilly, and we've got the British driver behind us, and Hillbilly is defending this corner as well. We are going side by side into the corner, but I will probably just try to filter in behind, just get back on the power. We might get another chance for a move. We are making our way through this left to right hand corner, and let's just keep the car in check a bit sideways. I've always found this corner a bit tricky, always also coming down the hill. Now we're coming into the chicane, and I'm just tucking in behind Hillbilly, but now the British driver is going for a move, and they did get the move done, so everything is perfectly fine. They found the apex and also left some room for me, so all is good. Now for the final corner, and yeah, getting really close to the pit lane wall there. Another mistake by me, the car snapped a tiny bit for me, so I went slightly off there, so I'm going to lose another position. I'm mostly going backwards at the moment, but at least let's see if we can just keep it together. We're coming into turn 1 for the 4th time. I've got a car on my inside, hard on the brakes. I need to leave some room, and yeah, we are down to P5 at the moment. Let's just go through this rather tricky first sector. I've always found it a bit tricky to keep the car in check, and yeah, the Italian went rather wide there, but didn't pick up a penalty. Lucky for them. We are taking some slightly awkward lines here, and yeah, still not picking up a penalty, but they are picking up penalties ahead, so let's just try to stay with them. We are coming through this sprint layout corner, and yeah, some side-by-side action. Birdie base is losing out a bit there, and if we can just stay close to these guys, we will pick up some easy positions. So once again through this corner, just trying to let the car coast into the corner, find the right line and get back onto the power. And yeah, now they are serving their penalties, and now it's all up to me and the Italian driver to see what we can do. We are coming into the chicane, but I am afraid that this time I am going to go 2 pixels too deep into the first bit of the chicane, so I am going to pick up a penalty, and I didn't even gain any time because I messed up the exit. But still, half-second penalty for me. That was getting close behind me there. So now I just need to get a good run and see if I can stay as far ahead as possible. Maybe if I'm lucky and can do a sort of decent lap, I might be able to cling on to this. We're coming into turn 1. We are hard on the brakes all the way down to 2nd gear, and just letting the car coast in and try to get out of there without too much wheel spin. Making our way through this corner in 3rd gear, let the car go out wide a bit so we can get a good angle into this one, and yeah, trying to use the inside to rotate the car and just get the weight shift sort of right. I'm not doing a perfect job by far because that was an awkward line out of there. Yeah, this is my first race and wasn't really warmed up. I think I set a time on another account, so I wasn't going in completely blind, but still not warmed up, that's for sure. We've made some sort of gap to the cars behind. We are getting close to the penalty zone. I just need to see if I can make a good run out of this corner and see if I can stay ahead. We have got Hillbilly rather close behind. We are coming through the penalty gate now. Luckily it's only half a second, so we are not losing that much speed, but they are getting closer and closer and closer. I am going slightly defensive. Let's see if we can hang on to this. This is the final lap, and yeah, and some respectful driving from Hillbilly. They decided to back out of that one, so I managed to cling on to that P3. We are making our way through the final corner, very close to the pit wall this time, and we are going across the line to finish the first race in P3. And now we will jump on to the next race. I did try to set a qualifying lap between the two races, and I actually managed to get on pole position. You can see it's still quiet morning lobbies, so we've got a broad variety of driver ratings. Now I am leading the pack coming into turn 1, and that is always a vulnerable situation for me because I get a bit insecure whether I can hang on to it or not. I've got a car almost on my inside there. I think we are in fact going to cling on to this one. Let's just keep the car tight, bring the car out towards the outside and get a good line into this tricky left to right hander. And you can see I'm completely missing the apex. Luckily they are fighting a bit behind me, so now I just need to keep my cool, try to find a rhythm. Now we are cutting off here the sprint layout, coming through this corner all the way down to second gear, bring the car towards to the inside, up to third gear again, and it looks like we are managing to pull clear just a tiny bit from the cars behind. Now through this corner, and we are still surviving. Now let's just get a good run up towards the chicane. And I think I am lucky they are fighting behind me, and if they will just please keep fighting behind me, then I might get a chance. Now we are coming up towards the chicane. We are hard on the brakes, and let's not cut the chicane this time. We are just running over the bollard there and exiting in third gear, and now we've just got the final corner to go. And we've still got half a second gap, a tiny bit more than half a second gap, and we are about to finish the first lap of the race. And we are going to jump ahead in this one, because now as we finish the first lap, I've got a 1 second gap, and as we finish the following lap, that gap has grown to almost 2 seconds. And as we are about to start the final lap, we are up to 2.6 seconds. And now let's have a look at that missile from race number 1. So this is the Italian driver in the silver gray Clio. They are going to be a bit wide into turn 1. Let's try to figure out what triggered them. There was a bit of contact from the French driver in the red Clio. And once again, coming into this corner, there is some contact again. So they're just being slightly bumped around. But I think this was the contact that triggered it. You can see the French driver is trying to cut underneath them, but they go into the back of them, push them offline. And now they try to get back at the French driver, but that just ends up messing up their line, and they are going backwards. You can see I am going past there along with the other Italian driver. Now they are really trying to hang on to this, turning into the other Italian, but they end up losing out and almost end up down in P last. And let me make it perfectly clear, I'm not a fan of revenge takeouts. You should not do them, but I've got to admit that the precision in this one is remarkable. You can see they are taking aim, full power and straight into the side of the French driver, still avoiding me, and they immediately rage quit. And let's just have a look at that from the French driver's perspective. They are just driving along, trying to follow me through turn 1, and they are taking the normal racing line, and then out of the blue comes an Italian missile, and they have got engine damage and the full package. I would say that that was a bit of an overreaction from the Italian driver, but anyway, that's all from me for now. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.